Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. I want to explain to you how to leverage up to be able to get 0% interest loans out of Discover Card. All right. Now, here's the thing about it, especially when you have bad credit. First, you need to get their Discover secured card. Okay. Or if you're a college student, get their college card or whatever. All right. However, this is the thing about it. With the Discover secured card, you actually can turn that into 2 trade lines, okay? One is by you actually getting that card. Most of the time, they're going to look at your Equifax to qualify for that card, okay? Number 2, how you turn it into a trade line is that, know how like you pay your rent, your utilities and stuff, you can sign up with like Plastiq, okay? And attach your secured credit card to that and then pay your rent there. And now you have tracking so it can start reporting on the credit file. All right. Now, one of the things that you definitely would have to do, that I would definitely tell you, is get some money to put on the secured card. So that's the reason why I tell you guys, when you have bad credit, you have to go over to the tribal lenders, okay? Lenders, yeah, unfortunately, they may charge you a lot in interest. However, you can leverage those type of loans because they're not going to report on your personal credit file. Now, some of the best lenders that I would tell you with the tribal lenders before we go further into this Discover card is that using like a green dollar loan, because the interest rates is 5.99 up to 35.99, they go up to $5,000. All right, so they're going to use third-party credit bureaus. All right, then you have Viva Payday loans, the same type of platform, 5.99 up to 35.99, $5,000. All right, now minimum income for those type of loans is usually about $800 to $1,000 after taxes. However, the purpose I'm telling you to get one of those loans, so that way that doesn't report. So when you get the money, you add it to your secured Discover card. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. Your secured Discover card, it actually converts after 7 months. Okay. Where your Navy Federal secured card is 6 months, Discover is 7 months of on-time payments. Now, the biggest boost that you have is making sure that if you can, keep your utilization. Every time that it's time to pay the bill, make sure that the utilization is under 10%, not 30%. Now, the reason is because you're going to get the highest boost in your credit score, all right? So let's just say that a green dollar loan gives you $5,000. Now, if you have any other open revolving accounts that are small dollar loans and stuff, I would tell you to take that money and pay down those. Also, another way that you can get extra income, especially if you work in a job, then go to your HR, right? And file that W-4 so that way you can bring in a bigger paycheck and take that money to pay down your revolving debt. This is also going to influence your credit score, right? Now, what ends up happening after 7 months, that card converts, all right? So your credit score should be going up. And here's the thing about it, how you do that to get the credit limit increase. You're going to have to update your rent payment, and you're going to also have to update your income. All right, so many times people that have bad credit, they may be relying on other income from like a spouse, or you may be on government benefits and stuff. However, you may be sharing rent and stuff like that with somebody. All right, now another thing I wanted to tell you, when you have low income, your income should always be between 10 to 15%. If you have a higher income, then your rent payment should be between 15 to 20%, but do not go over that 20% threshold. All right. The reason I'm telling you this is because the lower the rent, the lower your DTI, okay? So you want to put less stress on your debt to income ratio in order to qualify, okay? Now, like I said, these here 0%, you can turn those into an actual personal loan. And the way you do that, when you have that card, you can ask them to transfer the balance over into your checking account, okay? Now, does this increase your debt to income ratio? Yeah. However, by them actually transferring, let's just say you qualify. Now that your credit score went up, let's just say that they gave you $15,000, all right? Now, with that $15,000, you transfer it over into your checking account. You can use that $15,000 to pay down more revolving debt to push your credit score up even higher, all right? Now, there's a reason why I'm telling you that, okay? By you taking that money and putting it over there, like I said, that's a revolving credit card. Then what you want to do, you want to be able to go over to like State Department Federal Credit Union, right? Where they offer credit cards up to $100,000. They offer lines of credit up to $100,000. They offer loans up to $100,000, okay? And all you need is at least a 620 credit score, okay? So what you want to do, you want to open up an account with that credit union. You can do them. You can even do, John Hopkins. And the reason is focusing on their loans. The reason their loans is so important because you'll be able to get a loan from them without a payment for 90 days, okay? That's giving you 90 days of leverage to where you're able to borrow from them and either pay down that credit card to boost up your revolving credit, or that loan that you took out that doesn't report on the credit file, using it to pay off that loan, okay? So because that's a high interest loan. And the reason, again, like I said, you want to start with the tribal lenders, especially when you have bad credit, is because you'll have the best leverage, all right? Now, with some tribal lenders, I would tell you the maximum, usually they become flexible, the maximum amount of loans that they will allow you to take out is usually 2. Okay, so you have to go through those 2 separate platforms, all right? Now, there's other tribal lenders out there, and I speak about those. However, those tribal lenders, they do report the loan. So, like, if you're going to, like, Rise Credit, okay, Rise Credit, yes, they would do a no hard pull on the personal credit. However, when you start paying it back, it's going to report with the major credit bureaus. So they're going to do a soft pull with the third-party credit bureaus. So they're going to use Teletrack. They're going to also use Clarity, which is owned by Experian, Teletrack, which is owned by Equifax. However, they give loans up to $5,000. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, there is another alternative that you may want to consider. You can go, if you're an entrepreneur like in the gig economy and you have an active checking account and you're bringing in deposits at least 3 to 4 times a month, then you may want to look at either like Fundo that offers up to $10,000, but that does not report on a personal loan. So that's an option for you as well, okay? So they only do not report in California as well as New York. They will not offer you a loan, but they offer up to $10,000. Or another way you can get a $10,000 loan, you may have equity in your car, okay? And so by you using the equity in your car, you can take a loan against that through Best Egg. They will give you a loan of equity in your car. And with Fundo, because with Fundo, you can still be making car payments and they will still give you a loan long as you have equity in it up to $10,000. All right. So I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.